All right, man. Culture Talk. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Oh, man. Woo. So, the king is here. You know what it is? So, look, man. Today's episode, somebody came out again and revealed that Drake using reference tracks with Nokia for Nokia. Yeah, so this is gonna be a good one, man. So before I get into that, I gotta get a legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones that just don't rest. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. I went from 1,300 subscribers over 13, 14, 15, 16, almost 17,000. And yes, I am the king of the north. Let me know what kingdom you from. A 20,000 subscriber, 25,000, 25,000 subscribers, I will be giving a nice cash prize. Trust me, you're going to want to be the winner of that. And yeah, man. So we're going to get to it. Make sure you go subscribe to Torture Talk After Hours too. And yeah, so let's get to this, man, because this is going to be very interesting. All right, this comes courtesy of Fantastic Hip Hop. You know what it is. So let's get it. Let's go.
Comes to Drake. As right now, Nokia is the last thing that Drake has even kind of had going for him, and he is trying to turn this song into the anthem that will save his entire career as we speak. As now this is the only song left from Drake's SSS For You album that is being looked at under a microscope because it's the only thing that didn't just come and go right after it dropped. After diving into the origins of this record and how Drake exactly made one song that has not flopped since his downfall has started, what has now been discovered is that with every single part of this record that is considered even slightly memorable, Drake did not have any part in making this song, and only just stamped his name on the final thing after doing none of the work.
Bruh. Bruh. What's going on? What we doing here? What we doing here? At this point, I could write a hit for Drake. You know what I'm saying? I love all my friends. I love all my friends. I could write a hit for him if you want. You want a hit? I got you. I got you. Like, come on. Like, what we doing here, bro? What we doing here?
And with everything else that has already been going against the guy, this could have never came at a worse time, and it has never made him look like more of a fraud. And now before we go any further into all of this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and as what just happened has shown that Drake's biggest song right now didn't even come from him, really be sure to leave that like so hip-hop can once and for all see how much Drake has tried to deceive all of us. And so now with that said, when it comes to Drake, with the controversy surrounding how Nokia was made, everything coming out is really putting into perspective one of the most telling moments about the current state of where Drake's career is at as a whole. Because really what this is showing is that even when Drake is making us all think that he is up with this record, it's all an illusion because it didn't actually come from him, and the only reason he has had any success to his name recently is because another artist had a decent idea which he just fully stole. And now what has come out that has just made Drake look worse than ever?
Now, again, I don't know if Drake paid for this song or not, but bro, if he didn't, Portia, pull up, please, Portia, pull up, pull your ass up, pull up, please. Oh my God, where you at on this one? I need to hear your thoughts.
Has been a recent finding with an artist who goes by the name Elkin, who is credited on this song for vocals and production, but nobody would have expected his impact on this song to be this big. Because with a guy who has respect in the industry and who has worked in the background for songs from big names like Metro Boomin and Russ, with this Nokia record, he had the entire thing done in October with just his own voice, and all the catchy parts from the Who Callin' My Phone intro, and also the beat drops and switches, and with the whole roll call of names and samples. And with all of this, and again, this isn't just the instrumental or a small section that played here, but it's the entire melody and arrangement of the track with all of its memorable parts and all of its vocals, except it's just not Drake's voice and instead his own. While the credits would make you think that Drake was in the studio with this guy and they just made this record by collaborating together, what this video he made shows us where the song is playing well before it was ever released. It's just that Drake didn't do a single thing other than put his name on a good idea. And now while Drake fans and people have been trying to spin this thing as just being a reference track, from both the way this song was made to the way he has presented it to the people, he is just lying to everyone. And while Drake fans are trying to act like he didn't do anything wrong here because he did credit the artist, and I mean the artist was actually fine with this, at the same time, I know Drake fans and anybody in OVO will never admit this, but doesn't it feel off that the only song that you have popping right now is a track that was made and performed by another guy originally, and then that Drake just put his name on altogether? Because
that's 100% facts. I keep texting y'all, what is that behind Drake? On the left-hand side. What is that? Yeah, y'all know what that is. Anyway, yo, that's crazy. Yo, where is some sexy songs for you right now? Them Jones are gone. Yo, we're still talking about GNX. Drake literally dropped the album and then came and went. That's crazy, man. And people were saying he ain't affected. He didn't fall off. Come on, bro. He didn't fall off. He still has the most monthly listeners on Spotify. Like, okay. But that's his old music. It's like, bro, this is crazy.
Really, for so many reasons, both when you think about how this only shows that Drake's best ability currently is taking other more talented and creative artists' ideas, and also in more perplexing that he still does not have the ability to make catchy pop songs back like many are trying to say that this song was. I mean, overall, while if we were in past eras for Drake where he was seen in a better place and had other things going for him, this really would not be as big of a problem, but with an entire album and era, where all of the other 20 records from this project are next to forgotten already and the only one sticking was made by another guy, I mean, this is just lame and there's no other way to put it, and especially when you consider that this is becoming the anthem for OVO and Drake, not just because it's a catchy song, but because to them it's now representing the return of Drake and how he has never fallen off and how the industry did not ruin his career. I mean, with this entire song just being something that he just
You know, the crazy part is too, is Drake definitely fell off. But the crazy part is a lot of people are sitting here acting as if he didn't. But just look at the patterns. Like, and I think that he's starting to be noticed for making songs and they're not reaching they're not reaching the accolades that they usually reach. I think once you become that artist where people now see you as number one, and if you don't go number one every time you come out, it's a failure. Even if you go number 3, people look at it like it's a failure. And I'm telling y'all now, that's the space that Drake is in right now. He's in this continuous loop of a failure, even though he's coming out with this music, because he's not reaching number 1. So, you know, other artists, they could come out and people will say it's a success if it reaches 3, 2, if it reaches 12 in the Billboard. But for Drake, it has to reach number 1. If it doesn't reach number 1, then people don't look at it as it's a success. And that's where he's at right now in his career. And it's very crazy because he dropped a lot of music and only one song appeared to even reach close to Kendrick. Just one. It's crazy.
stamped his name on and didn't put in the work to actually make it what it is. It's just lying to everyone, and both from the fact that Drake clearly is not going to be able to do something like this again, because even when we think about this song compared to SSS For You, the rest of the album was so boring and dull that this was one of the only tracks that even stood out, and really just from that we should have known that he didn't make it. No matter how you want to look at it, when you understand that this song is not really his, it's just weird, and especially for Drake and everyone around him in this time where they are not just trying to celebrate Drake having a major record, but they are trying to use this exact song as the moment that is showing that he has won over Kendrick Lamar, that he is better than him, and that he is the king of hip hop. This is just ridiculous, and it's actually an elaborate lie that Drake is really trying to pull off. And what's so funny about everything that Drake does is that with his comeback song, which is performing better than anything else he has done, being something that another artist did and that he just put his name on, while they are doing everything they can to just frame this as a win, now that the origin of how Drake made this song is something that we can all see and understand, once again, and even when he is trying to turn something into a victory, he is showing why he is not like Kendrick, hip hop, and any other rapper, because this is the most anti-hip hop thing you could possibly do and think of. And really, with Drake just taking a successful and interesting concept from another artist and just lifting it as his own, if anything, what Drake is showing is that he should not be respected in hip-hop anymore, because this is just not what rappers do. And with someone like Kendrick Lamar, whose every idea is so clearly original and authentic to himself, I mean, this just goes against how every other great rapper, and even the ones who make these big popular songs, has ever worked. And really what Drake is proving here is that he shouldn't even be in conversations with rappers anymore, and really, what he wants to be more like than the biggest rappers are the biggest pop stars right now, because
I don't know if y'all noticed that, but bro, that's a dude he's dancing with, bro. Like, look at this, bro.
worked. And really what Drake is proving here is that he shouldn't even be in conversations with rappers anymore, and really, what he wants to be more like than the biggest rappers are the biggest pop stars right now, because when it comes to what all of the big artists do in that lane, with every single one of those major singers,
I don't know, maybe I'm just reaching. Maybe I'm reaching. I'm sorry.
no matter who you want to look at, this entire industry and star power of the biggest names in it has been continued and pushed by this exact practice that we are seeing with Drake here, because these major artists who keep having these massive songs for so long, I mean, if it wasn't obvious, they have teams that are designing these tracks to be the biggest things they possibly can, or they just find good ideas from smaller artists and end up taking them to create something that sounds fresh and creative that they can put their name on. And I mean, this is exactly what Drake has done with this Nokia song. And with this, if Drake just wanted to stay in this lane and claim his title of being a pop star, not a rapper, for what he's doing here, that would be fine. But to try and use this lifted song from another guy as your comeback statement and claim that you are the top rapper, which is what we are seeing happen right now. And again, he can't do no wrong in his fans' eyes, so they are just pushing this more and more. This is just laughable and ridiculous, and again, only proves what Kendrick Lamar is saying to look more true than it ever has been. Because Drake, of course, just did not even try to lift up the formula and methods that rappers use to create genuinely good music, and instead is using methods that only singers would ever use, and really with this has just proved that he is more like Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter than he will ever be to Kendrick Lamar, and just proving how
Is that a real picture of him and Taylor Swift? Was that a real picture? I don't think so. I don't think that was a real picture. I think that was AI. I don't think Taylor Swift messed with Drake like that. But still in all, no, he's absolutely right. I think a lot of these artists do be taking people's originality or something small. They like these SoundCloud rappers or these SoundCloud artists or whoever, and they'll see something. I see it all the time. Even in battle rap, they do the same thing. It'd be lower tier battle rappers coming up with the craziest bars, and then you'll see the top tier battle rappers, they'll say the same exact bar, and people will be like, well, that's a reach, bro. He ain't really take it from him. Like, bro, there was this one battle that happened between this guy. I ain't gonna say his name. I'm just gonna say, well, he did a scheme where he laid clothes out, and a top battle rapper did the same exact scheme. Almost word for word, too. Same exact scheme. And people were saying, that's not a reach. I mean, that's a reach, bro. That's a reach. I'm like, how is that a reach, bro? He's laying clothes out the same way the guy laid out the clothes. And that verse is almost identical. Nah, that's a reach, bro. You know what I'm saying? So people see what they want to see. But as far as Drake goes, he's been doing this. We know. He's been taking people's songs or even paying for people's songs, and he become the hit. And now he's the face of Nokia. You know what I'm saying? He should have had the boy in the video. I don't understand why he didn't have him in the video, which would have been crazy, but he should have.
inauthentic Nokia was for Drake. What's honestly interesting about this, and I think just exposes how little Drake was involved with the creative process of this record, and why it feels both unlike anything else on this album, and even why it has taken him so long to actually support the song, is because first off for Drake, he clearly just did this song and took it for whatever reason, but did not even see its full potential or understand what the record could be, because both in terms of the track listing and how they pushed this record, he would have put this thing much earlier in the track list to catch people's attention if he knew that what he was doing was going to be as big of a song when it dropped. And also, as Drake did not put any support into getting this record to radio and streaming and push songs like Gimme a Hug instead, this also showcased how Drake just didn't even understand what this record could be whatsoever, and even more telling about how disconnected Drake has been from this song that he lifted from somebody else, and really when we look at all of this got lucky with, because it's now really helping him more than anything else has, is that even with the song's music video, it all makes sense now because Drake fundamentally missed the point and vibe of why this song is actually getting traction in the first place, and instead twisted the message and used this song that this other artist made to continue his beef with Kendrick and to try and send all of these weird disses to Kendrick Lamar, which only made both the
Yeah, that's another thing too. The song wasn't about that, and you used that opportunity to take shots at Kendrick. It's like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you already know when Kendrick Lamar drops his next video, it's probably gonna do 1 billion views in one day. No, I'm joking. It's gonna do 100 million views probably in 3 days. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's gonna do some numbers. It's gonna do some numbers.
video feel off and made him look more ridiculous in this moment entirely. And again, from Drake ripping this song, and now from the way that he has not even understood what this record could be really until now. What this is telling us is that even in this era where Drake's hip-hop card has been questioned more than it ever has, that he can't even pretend to be a rapper, and if anything, he is more of a pop star than ever right now, and whether he will admit it or not, more than just the titles of what type of artist he wants to be, what all of this is really revealing, and what I'm sure Drake doesn't want us all to know, is that he has not gotten better artistically since the beef whatsoever, and because this song is not from him, it is not the comeback he needed whatsoever, because really, with this record being a lucky guess that has ended up to work out well for him, both from the fact that he didn't even see its full potential until people responded to it, to also just knowing now that it's not from him and it's another artist's original idea. I mean, no matter how much people like this song or want to see more of it, he can't follow this up because a song and moment like this was never a part of his own story and was only ever a chapter that he pretended to call his own. And so now with this, while Drake and his community are trying to cover this all up and act like this is just another reference track which means nothing, let's call this for what it is, which is firsthand seeing that Drake has lost his creative ability and has no new ideas whatsoever, and that if anything...
And I said that. I've been saying that on this channel for a long time. Drake does not have a good creative ability anymore. All of the ghostwriters, everybody, they all ran out of ideas. They don't have no fresh ideas. And on top of that, he doesn't have any good ideas because to me, and I'll be honest with y'all, Drake is not a good artist. He's not a good artist. He is a carbon copy manufactured template of an artist. That's what he is. He's not a good artist. That's what it is. So a lot of times when he get these songs, people say, oh, Drake's a good artist. No, he's not. He's not. He's not a good artist. Oh, he wrote songs for this person. Or he did things for this person. Oh, he did that. No. I'm telling you, if this was the case, he wouldn't be using so many reference tracks at this point in his career if he was a great artist. He wouldn't be still using reference tracks. He would easily be able to come up with something. Or he's been in the game for a long time. You're telling me that he's still using reference tracks? No, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that.
Whatever that's coming from him that's sticking even a little bit is only happening because the only skill he has right now is taking other people's ideas and not actually coming up with new stuff on his own. And so now with us knowing this and seeing how little he contributed to what Nokia was altogether, again, when it comes to Drake ever being respected as a rapper again and joining back in a debate and conversation around who's the best MC in any sort of meaningful or authentic way, that's never happening again. It's all over and he's out of here, because with the last thing Drake has and the first thing his fans can actually call a win being a song that he didn't actually contribute anything original to other than just putting his name on it, he has managed to once again show that even if he has something that's being framed as a win, that he is so far gone and has reached to such desperate measures to make anyone believe that his career is in a better place than it really is, that it somehow is really a loss, and it's only proving everything Kendrick Lamar has said to be more than true. And because of this, well, when you really see what's going on with all of this like we all have, we just know that there is really no other rappers who have lied to us so consistently as Drake. And eventually, while he even thinks he's getting away with this Nokia record now, this is all gonna crumble and it will ruin his entire legacy in the hip-hop world if it hasn't been ruined already. And so now with all this said, let me know, what do you think about what's
Right. Yeah, I told y'all that he really doesn't have any originality. You know what I'm saying? Like, his whole thing is he likes to copy because Drake's lazy. He don't really want to be. He's been doing it for so long that I think that he don't really think people really care anymore, because he has a core fan base and they don't really care. So he looks at it like, well, my core fan base don't care, so I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And I just don't think it's working out no more. I just think that at this point, people are kind of looking at his material now, and a lot of people are going back and saying, I don't really know about this anymore. And I also looking at it from the point of view of how big is Drake really when it comes to like touring, because Kendrick Lamar is selling out stadiums now, and Drake's never did a stadium. So, I mean, what are we really talking about here? So I want to see how that plays out too. But question of the day: if you with somebody and I've been dating for a while, you found out that they had a OF or online thing, and they never told you, would you break up with them? So if you was with them for 2 years and they never told you, should they tell you in the beginning? Or if they don't do it no more, it doesn't matter to you because, it's in the past. So let me know what y'all think. All right, man. I'll see y'all. Peace. I'm out of here. Bye.